Hello and welcome everyone. Very warm welcome to everyone. Very good evening, and we welcome you once again to another Vestralex free online community class on law. Uh, this is your initiative by you, for you, and absolutely possible through the generous contribution by all our seniors who have mentored us, guided us for now about 4 years, and we're in the season 4 and 25 classes every single year. You stuck by us. Now we request you to kindly just start sharing with your friends. Share with 5 friends if you think that this is of some value to you. Then please just put it out there. Let people know about it. So to help us and to show you value of what we are doing right now, to learn to understand what exactly is the life of a lawyer. We have the fortune of having this format wherein we get to have a conversation with our seniors and get to explore their lives, not just law, but beyond law as well. So I very warmly welcome Shri Sandeep Prakash Agarwal, sir. So, very warm welcome to you. Sir is a senior advocate in Delhi High Court. Sir is an alumnus of Modern School, Barakhamba Road. He pursued his BCom from Shahid Bhagat Singh College, Delhi University. He went on to study law from Meerut University and enrolled at the bar in 1987. Sir initially joined the Supreme Court chamber of Shri E.C. Agrawal, advocate on record, and thereafter worked with Khetan and Co. for about 2 years. He later joined his father's chambers, where he learned the original side of High Court practice before starting independently. Uh, in March of 2027, Sir was designated 2017. Sir was designated as a senior advocate, and today he practices obviously a lot of laws, but arbitration and on the commercial side of laws at Delhi High Court primarily. Shri Agrawal is a third generation lawyer and continues the legacy of his father, Shri S.P. Agrawal, senior advocate, his grandfather, Shri J.P. Agrawal, advocate, and his maternal grandfather, Shri Champat Rai, sir, advocate. He's an avid sports enthusiast. He has played hockey at state level in Delhi. And how do I say, we're getting to learn more things about Sir. So, Sir is also apparently an avid golf fan. So, Sir, very warm welcome to you. And thank you
Yeah,
so much.
namaskar to everybody. And it's a very good initiative, Keshav, I should say that, like which you have taken. So Keshav has already told everybody everything about me.
So I've just tried. I've just tried. We haven't even touched the main thing. Sir, first question to you. I was thinking I'll ask you how you're doing. But now my first question is, sir, what is your car, sir? Please tell us and show us.
Sorry?
So what is your car, sir? Like, which car are you in right now, sir?
Oh, right now I am actually in the XUV here.
So please show us also, no, sir. It's good for us to know. So idea is to have a conversation.
How should I show
and
you?
Learn about the seniors.
Yeah. One second. I'm not very savvy with the. Let me just try and do something about it.
So it's very kind of you, sir.
Okay, now.
Oh, sir, traffic, yes. So I'm grateful to you that you, instead of having us postpone, you, thought it better that we still move ahead on time. Again, the idea is just having a conversation. I would really love it that probably someday we have an occasion of literally traveling in the car and having this sort of a conversation. So, sir, I think so. All of my questions aside, first question to you, sir, what is your thought about Delhi pollution, and what are the thoughts of all of these vehicles which are there with you stranded?
See, the thing is, Delhi pollution, primarily, I think the farm fires are to be blamed for this. We have to somehow control the farm fires because, see, Delhi weather, everybody knows that in November the weather changes, and that's the time when you have the festive season also. Uh, in spite of the ban which has been imposed by the Delhi government, you still see and hear those firecrackers going up. So that's something which adds to the pollution. I really don't know how much pollution the cars are going to be causing unless until the cars are, if they are the pollution checks are done and everything is done. I don't think that adds really so much that the pollution in the city increases and goes to a level which is extraordinary. because the pollution which is caused by by construction, uh, by the dust which is created, the industrial uh, you know uh, waste which is coming out, all those things add to it. But primarily, I still feel the farm fires have to be blamed for this, and they have to be stopped in a way. The Supreme Court is taking that initiative, and they're coming down, the governments of the neighboring states also, to control the farm fires. And sooner or later, I think they have to come out with a policy where the farmers have to be told that they can't put the waste crop on the fire, really on fire. They can't. It has to be stopped. Some other way has to be, means have to be, developed, by which the farmers are compensated, and they don't anymore use this primitive way of burning the crop.
Absolutely, sir. So, uh, so it's very interesting that you mentioned that farmers have to be taught on better ways of disposal for जो पराली जिसको सर बोला जाता है, whatever those rough wastages of the farming proceeds are. So what are the steps that you think, and sir, I'm just broadening the ambit of this question a little. What are the steps that you think are needed for effectively telling people about various laws? Like there is obviously a law for this also, but what are the steps that should be taken or can be taken to effectively reach out to people and tell them about laws?
First of all, I think all the government, whether it's one party government or the second party government, they should be, as far as pollution is concerned, they should be on the same line, on the same page. Because what is actually happening is that if you have a government in a particular state of one party, the second party government will take out, some kind of slogans to say that like this has been going on for the years. Why this is something which is, it's a matter of right, it's a matter of religion that we have to burn crackers. So those things cannot be. I don't think that can be tolerated. You understand what I'm trying to say here is that we have to be, as far as this is concerned, this is affecting everybody. So if it is affecting everybody, then it has to be, we have to be on the same page. The mindset has to change. So mindset can only change when the people are not, taken away from that line. अगर आपका एक आपने thought process है, वो thought process को आप उसी वे से सारे लोग deal करेंगे, तो सारे लोग understand भी करेंगे. But in case, your thought process is, you are able to change that, then it becomes.
Certainly, sir. Again, so it's a very close thought to me personally because we're also trying to help somehow let more people know about law. So I am absolutely, I don't understand. Ignorance of law is not an excuse. So ideally, there should be a lot of emphasis in telling people about laws. That's what I think.
See, what is ignorance of law? The other is, like, how should I put it? अब आदमी कहता है कि यार दिवाली पर पटाखे चलाते चलाते हैं. अब वो तो अब चेंज होगा ना, because times have changed. If times have changed, you have to change with the times. So you can't be having the same kind of mindset that नहीं दिवाली पर तो पटाखे चलाना है तो चलाना ही है. अब उसको कैसे चेंज करें? Either you are forced to do it, or the other way is that you are educated to that level that you think in those terms that pollution is bad for everybody. So it has to be a combined effort. The courts can only pass orders, because those orders have to be complied with. So who's going to comply with the orders? The law enforcement agencies. So they have to take upon themselves, yes, we have to see to it. And in the process, it is the state governments which have to really help them. Otherwise, how many people can be arrested if hundreds of people or thousands of people are burning firecrackers? How many people can be arrested? It's not possible. So it has to be a combined effort. The courts
But
have
sir,
been issuing directives.
So since we're discussing this, because so this is something which I think everyone thinks about, and everyone, this is a general thought for some people. What some people have said to me, I'm just discussing that with you right now. That's a lot of people say that Diwali is being made the scapegoat for all of this, because जो traffic jam जिसमें सर आप अभी थे, वो traffic jam तो I think that's a year long phenomena there throughout the year and in all major cities. Yet, why does it happen only around this point of time? And we have seen it now many times that whatever Diwali से पहले ही वो smog होना शुरू हो जाता है, वो दिवाली के टाइम पे होता है definitely, but वो पहले ही होना शुरू हो जाता है.
That is what I'm saying. वो जो weather change होता है वो तो हमेशा ही होता है, हर साल होता है. It's been there for years now, and traffic jams are always there in Delhi. It's not that it's only Diwali time the traffic jam is there. Traffic jams are always there. So what I mean to say, this is something which is this time, because everybody, the climate change is there, and because of that the smog is there and all those things are there. So how to control that now? How to control is, first is the farm fires, the second is the pollution is added because of the firecrackers. Is there so much of, you see that yesterday the pollution level was little less compared to the earlier days in this month. Why? Because the firecrackers were there. Whether it is Diwali or any other festival, I am not blaming Diwali. After Diwali, there are some other festivals. So you have to control that also. So what you had asked me was that how you can control the pollution levels because of the cars. What I'm trying to say is the cars are not polluting the city so much, and if that is so, it's in every city. Why it happens here?
Certainly, sir.
This time, in fact, I came to know for the first time that even in Chandigarh, the pollution levels have really gone up, which never used to be there earlier.
I can imagine, sir, because Chandigarh, I think everyone has very heard of it very fondly. So what I understand, sir, is in the basement, he's getting out of the car and coming out. So we were anticipating कि एक बार तो हर हालत में connection will go. So, but sir is back.
I think the situation is still people are sensitized. Till people are sensitized, everybody's effort is required to find a solution for this global issue which is now happening, pollution, and more particularly in India and especially in North, because of Diwali firecracker. I think this is becoming a menace now. This has to be called a menace now. We can't really bring our religion. See, we are also having our respective religions, but that doesn't mean that one becomes so sensitive and so panicky that the moment one talks about it, one thinks that one is being disrespected. This is a environmental hazard. I think we have to take like that clinically. And
It's absolutely on point, Devendra ji.
Yeah, and I think sir had very
camera भी on करो ना, we get to see you also.
Yeah, sure. I think sir had said it very well that, we can't be so cynical about it that, that on a drop of the hat, we bring religion on every damn topic. No, sorry. I think these are municipal issues, and municipal issues are directly connected to everybody's comforts or discomforts. And municipal issues has to be dealt like a municipal issue. There has to be a scientific solution to it, not an emotional or a religious solution to it.
Absolutely with you on that. Sandeep sir, now I think Devendra ji has taken us to a very interesting element. Sir, is environmental law the future? Sir, you're on mute. Sandeep sir, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is. Because that's something which is it's a subject which it affects everybody. The environment, and there are a number of other issues which are connected with the environment. So yes, you see the pollution in the river Yamuna. You have rivers everywhere in the world. Most of the major cities are built on the banks of the rivers, and the rivers are so neat and so clean. They drink water from the river. We can't even take a dip in the in Yamuna. It was tried by I think somebody just I think a month back or something. He landed up in the hospital.
So as
The environment
advocates,
it's something which affects everybody. So it is a major subject, according to me.
certainly, sir. But I'm very happy, sir. I really appreciate your views. I think they're very pragmatic on this particular topic. And I just actually, sir, honestly, as we discussed, I wanted to explore your life story, but somehow this conversation, it just and how so your views on it, I think that have just
So it's
kept
all right.
everything.
I'm not an environment lawyer, but this is something which is, I think, affecting everybody. So everybody should be aware of it. Everybody should be knowing about it, and everybody should chip in whatever they can to make the environment better, because we are all living in the same environment.
Certainly, sir.
I agree.
So how was Diwali, sir? Now, if I can just take the cue and come back to what I really wanted to know, how was Diwali? First of all, how was this Diwali, sir? I hope it was good. I hope everyone's Diwali was well.
Diwali, as always, is always good.
Fantastic, sir.
Yes.
And so, how was it? How was it? How do you remember your? So, which is the first Diwali that you remember in your life?
See, it's not like first Diwali I remember, but yes, I remember Diwali in my younger days. And today I'm saying that people should not be burning crackers, but I used to burn a lot of crackers. I used to my uncle used to get almost like car full of, the boot used to be full of the firecrackers. And वो सारे जो बच जाते थे उसको फिर हम एक I used to go to my grandparents' house in Defense Colony, and there's a big lawn there, and we used to at night go. So whatever was used to be left over, the firecrackers, I used to put in a big matka and put fire in it. So that used to be fun those days. Now things have changed.
So, ever anything apart from the firecracker caught fire?
The fire, you see, it used to be enjoyable because people used to be together, families used to be together, the friends used to be together. So it used to be always fun. That's how Diwali is celebrated.
And so this is around. So when was the last time that you got the opportunity to light crackers at Diwali?
I don't remember now.
So not even Fulgari.
Years back. When my kids were in school, the school was quite particular about teaching the kids that it is not proper to burn firecrackers. You are spoiling the environment of the city. So when the kids, they don't want to do something, they obviously, you can't then tell them, no, this is good, you should do it. So I think it's been years. I don't even recollect now when I last had burned firecrackers.
This is about modern Barakhamba, is it?
Correct.
So what are your fondest memories from school?
Lot of memories. I was a very average student though, but I was more fond of sports. So being in that school, I was able to play most of the sports. There's hardly any sport which I have not played in my school days. So that was something. And then obviously I still have friends from school, a lot of friends from school, and we still have get-togethers. In fact, some of those friends were over to my place yesterday evening for dinner. So it was nice. It's always nice. School was good fun, and our school was very different. It was very different. The kids were they were not forced to really study and make a career in studies. They were told that whatever you prefer to do, wherever your interest is, please try and pursue your interest and make a career out of it. That used to be a very big thing in those days, because we never used to have those kind of avenues which are there today. The avenues were very limited. आप क्या करते थे? आप डॉक्टर बन जाएंगे, इंजीनियर बन जाएंगे, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बन जाएंगे, लॉयर बन जाएंगे, तो यही सब एवेन्यूज थे. आजकल तो there is there's so many avenues which are there. People are doing so many different things. So things were very different.
But sir, when was the first time, considering sir third generation lawyer? So I am understanding that.
Don't emphasize on third generation.
So why not, sir?
I'll tell you why.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Not everyone gets it.
No,
Everyone
definitely
wants
it's a blessing. Definitely it's a blessing. It's the first generation, third generation. See, I never wanted to do law actually. I never wanted to be a lawyer, because I used to see my grandfather working so hard. He used to be, because that time he used to have the office at home. And the office was in the ground floor. We used to be on the first floor, and he used to come late and then get up early and read his briefs and everything. So I had seen him. Then my dad used to always, go in the morning, come back late in the evening. At times we used to sleep, and we never used to see him till morning, next day morning. So I never wanted to be a lawyer. And second was, I used to see all those books which used to scare me. Now you can see the books behind me. They used to scare me. So it's better to do something else. So I tried my hand in a lot of other things before I eventually became a lawyer.
So I find it so ironical that it is said that at least in earlier times, this is what seniors only say, sir. Yeah, आप सबकी बात ही है that वो वकालत करते थे जो और कुछ नहीं करते थे. तो सर जिसका पहले पढ़ने का मन नहीं था, उसको क्या पता नहीं था कि इस प्रोफेशन में आके इतना सारा पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
करेक्ट, वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. जैसे कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता था तो लॉ करता था, तो मैंने भी ऐसे कर लिया.
एंड अब सर पूरी बुक्स ही बुक्स है आपके पीछे.
करेक्ट. मैंने भी नहीं सोचा था इतना पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
सर मेरे को भी नहीं पता था सर. मैं तो सोच रहा था कि वकालत करके कुछ एनजीओ वगैरह से मेरे को मौका मिला था सीखने का कि इम्पैक्ट क्या होता है, जीवन में अच्छा करना है, लोगों को बढ़ाओ वगैरह वगैरह. तो मेरे को वैसे करके लगा, बीइंग अ लॉयर आई थिंक आई विल हैव सम कैपेसिटी टू हेल्प पीपल. बट मुझे पता नहीं था सर, यहाँ पर आके यहाँ तो अपने आप को हेल्प, आदमी बाकी पूरी दुनिया की हेल्प कर लेता है, बस अपने आप को कैसे हेल्प करना ये नहीं आता उसको मेरे ख्याल से.
उसका टाइम नहीं मिलता ना. You don't get the time.
So hockey happened at what point of time in your life?
See, hockey, because since I was playing sports right from the beginning, from my junior school days, so it just happened, hockey used to be always something which India used to be proud of, because hockey was the main sport in India, apart from cricket. But Indian team was never good in cricket in those days, earlier days. I'm talking about 60s and 70s and 70s and all, basically. So it used to be hockey. So that's how the interest developed. So I also, became a hockey player. I played for the school, and then I played for the state also. I played for my college also. So that's how it happened. But then I had to leave hockey because I had some back issues. So I had to leave hockey. And then because I wanted to, keep playing something or the other. So it used to be like, all right, badminton khel lete, kya khel lete, and then suddenly the golf came in. So we just started playing golf. And golf is one game which I
fundamentals are the same, sir.
I don't know, but the thing is, no, it's different. It's very different from hockey. The hockey in those days were very different. The hockey which is there presently. Hockey now is a very different game altogether. So the rules have changed. Everything has changed. So I took up golf because I thought golf is one game which you can keep playing even, later part of your life. So that's the reason. As it's enjoyable, though it's very time consuming, but it is enjoyable. And there are a lot of lawyers now and young lawyers who are playing golf now. And we started this Juris Cup, Lega Cup. It was initiative of Justice Brian Kripal. He initiated the idea. We started that. It was started as a small thing. Then it was, then obviously, he remained the mentor, but otherwise, Justice Sen had taken it up. Justice Sastani had taken it up. So it continued, still going on. So we are now presently going to be having a Juris Cup again now on the 14th of December. And it started. It started with a very small group at that time. It's really swelled up now. We have more than 100 people, lawyers in Delhi who are playing.
And so, how often? So, two questions. How often does everyone meet, and so how does one get to become a member?
How often the golfers meet?
Yeah. So, how often does the group meet? One, and how does one get to become a member?
So if you are a good golfer, you can become a member. You have to approach one of these golfers, and then you can become a member of the group. And see, we don't meet as such. Everybody is not meeting, but when we are playing on the weekends and all, then obviously we are most of the time trying to play amongst the lawyers. So when on the weekends when people are playing, so you have four balls, so you meet other lawyers also who are playing at the course.
Absolutely. And so, what kind of conversations happen over there?
Everything, everything under the sun, everything is discussed.
I'm just trying to imagine and wanting to not try.
No, everything.
I
I'm
can
saying
only imagine, sir.
no, no,
Standing
everything.
opposite to each other one
Legal
day,
issues.
absolutely arguing heated arguments, and then tomorrow I'll show you in golf.
No, 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 no. That's not the thing. That's legal arguments and everything is that remains in court. You don't carry it to the golf course. So that's what I feel, and we don't. And apart from that, everything you have legal issues like what is happening in the courts. Uh, is some matter which is there, high profile cases which are there. Sometimes we discuss that also. Some important issues like you were saying, environment and all, that is also sometimes we discuss because we are playing in the open. So environment is affecting, the pollution is affecting us also. So all those issues, whatever is there. And apart from legal issues also, other things also we discuss.
So, sir, when such senior people they come together, and when you guys are discussing environment, because sir, all are lawyers, all are competent to variously move a lot of things and ideate, strategize how to probably effectively address these issues. How do you guys, or how does a conversation on any such relevant topic, how does it end?
How does it end?
Yes, so what I mean to say is that does it go so far that probably let's just file a writ petition or let's just file something and correct this.
See, writ petitions are already pending there. So we normally are not discussing that we should file it or something. It's not like somebody is trying to do it. We discuss it, okay, why this cannot be stopped, these things. There's certain things, what the government should be doing, what the corporation should be doing in this, why the administration is not taking any effective measures. All those things are discussed.
Certainly, sir. Absolutely, I can imagine. I'm just trying to sort of think because somehow what happens is when I see a lot of young guys, they come and sit together, then they want to, how do I say, they're also expressive and they have ideas that let's do this. Like how you mentioned cleaning of the river. I saw it would be a dream to imagine Yamuna Ji in Delhi so clean that possibly one can have a glass of water from it. And it would be amazing if that can happen.
But Keshav, that issue is also pending in the courts. There's no point filing fresh cases. Matter is already, the issue is before the court.
So, so. So, with respect to this, I wanted to ask you one thing also on since you've practiced a lot on the civil side of things. That's what are your thoughts on the delays in litigation? Mahesh sir, I think आपका mic unmute है, and I request everyone to kindly because I have a lot of questions and I'll keep on asking. So I request everyone, whatever questions you have, either raise your hand or share your questions in the chat box. We'll take them up with sir. Right, so please back to you.
Yeah, sorry, you asked me something?
Yes, sir. So I was asking that with respect to um, so with respect to the kind of how do I say activism in young lawyers that there's a lot of that. So, but so how do you see it translate for lawyers? What should advocates think of these issues, or should they purely think on whatever brief is there, just read and do that much?
See, it depends. It purely depends upon how you feel about things. There are some lawyers who would like to do something in these areas. There's some lawyers who says, no, let me first earn my bread, and then I can think about these issues. So it really depends. So one has to go with the flow. You see, it depends. Like if you are you want to take up these PILs and all, that's a different segment altogether. Some people there, yeah, I will not bother about these PILs. I will not bother about these things. Let me first, do well in my career. So then, obviously, he would not like to do these things. He would try and do it. Then sometimes you are with some senior, you are with law firms. So again, it depends what kind of work you're getting there and what kind of work you're doing. So it's a very it's a personal choice. I can't say like everybody should be going in this direction. It's a very personal choice.
Certainly. And so, as you mentioned that there is already a lot of pending litigation due to which people don't necessarily want to file more and new petitions in this respect. So, is this what exactly the delay which is there in the legal system? Is this what it represents, or so what is it because of the civil nature of these PILs? Is that the reason why there is whatever delay is there, and what is the efficacy of this sort of action?
Isha, I'm sorry, but I've not been able to follow your question. What you are asking me is that why the delay is there or what?
So actually, so see, my idea is that I want to ask of you what is the delay, what is the point and cause of delay in civil suits. Then, with respect to these PILs, since they are already pending and they're pending for year on year, like every single year we get to hear about whatever the court's observations are there with respect to the apex court or with respect to Delhi High Court about the Delhi pollution. Let's stick to that particular topic itself. Every single year there is around this time around there are a lot of observations by the court, yet it still continues for the next year also. So, there is an element of delay, which is a deterrent for any new person to come into the foray and with new facts or whatever, because it's already pending. At the same time, sir, that concept of delay in litigation, why people are scared of litigation, is because that court jayenge to time lagega. Are these both the same thing?
No, they're absolutely different things altogether. See, as far as the delay in these PILs and all with respect to the environment issues, it's a very different thing because around this time, the court, because everything gets revived in a way, and everybody is getting affected. So the courts also are concerned about it and they pass directions. As I told you earlier, also, those directions which are issued by the court, they have to be administratively complied with. So there has to be a compliance. You will see most of the time those directions which are there, the the administration has not been able to comply with those directions, and that's why the we see that the orders in a way which are passed are sometimes I feel they become meaningless after some time, and that's why every year the same thing happens again. Again, the court comes to the issue and takes up the issue, and again the directions are issued because there is no compliance to that. So we have to see to it that the orders which have been passed by the courts in fact, they have to see that they are complied with. This is for the court to see. I am nobody to comment on that. And the other thing which you were asking about the delays on the civil side, that's because there are a number of reasons. One is that you see the litigation is really increased. Secondly, I feel on the civil side or the original side, you have the strength of the judges is in our high court at least is not the same which should be there. So the appointment of the judges have to be there. So that appointment has to happen so that like we have more judges, we have more courts. Then obviously, because if you have 100 matters listed before a judge, it's humanly impossible to attend to 100 matters.
So fresh ones also.
Yes,
Really
and fresh
fresh.
filing, you just see the supplementary list. it's sometimes you feel that supplementary list, most of the Some of these courts have not been able to even finish with their supplementary matters because of this, because the number of cases in the supplementary list are huge.
Certainly, sir. Certainly. So that's actually very valuable because that's something which. So, what are your thoughts on? How, so, since we are a free legal literacy initiative, so our idea is also, and we've not called you specifically to talk about on any one particular topic, and you've been gracious enough to indulge and consider that request of ours. So, in spirit of that only, what do you think should be the relationship between the entire judicial infrastructure, including lawyers, advocates, judges, and whatever legal thumb of the constitution is, and the common people? How should the judicial setup, including lawyers, advocates, all court framework, and the common people, how should they be? Um, how do you envision them? Like your view, your opinion. That how should they go together? What is their role in each other's lives?
Can you just explain it again, because
So
what you're trying to say?
what should be the relationship between the judicial, the the court and judicial infrastructure and the common people? What should be the relationship between them, as per your opinion?
See, the relationship is like court. Uh, a litigant is a litigant. A litigant comes to the court, and we lawyers are basically the mouthpiece of the litigant. We take the burden of the litigant on our shoulders and we carry it to the courts to get them justice. So that is all that has always been there. And see how the common person is coming closer to the courts is by way of a lot of other things. Now you have these, you know, the what do you call this initiative, which was during the COVID, which started that you have online things. So the other is that you have you can appear online. So litigants can also take the link, and most of the litigants are also seeing what proceedings are going on. So you are in a way becoming closer to the courts. Then everything is available on the net. You go to the website of the High Court, Supreme Court, and you get the orders, you get everything, you get the list, everything is there, which never used to happen in earlier days. So in a way, there are things which are gradually the litigant is coming closer to the courts. This is the only way. Otherwise you can't come to the. You see, you can't have that thing. You start mingling up together. The litigants mingle with the courts and everything. That is not possible, and I don't think that is a good thing also to happen. So there has to be a little difference which has to be there between the courts and the litigant. So otherwise, the courts are now open to a lot of things. They hear the litigants. Litigants are allowed to even address the court. They can also come. So most of the courts are quite open to it, and they're ready to hear the litigant also if there is something which the litigant would like to express himself. But again, you must understand one thing, that in every matter, if the litigant is having a lawyer and after the lawyer had argued, the litigant is also permitted to speak, then for that, the matter will never come to an end. So there has to be, some decorum has to be maintained. So that the court is the best judge to see. Every court has to see how whether the court can maintain the decorum between the court and the litigant.
Absolutely.
I hope this is what you wanted me to.
No, no, sir. I don't want to hear anything necessarily. I just want to idea. It's a conversation,
No,
sir.
this is
Look,
what you
obviously,
were
we
asking
can't.
me.
Sir, I can't judge you.
No,
I
no, no.
cannot.
I'm saying this is. I hope this is what you were trying to inquire from me.
To a large extent, sir. To a large extent. Actually, sir. Again, idea. So we are absolutely committed. So Vestralex. Vestra means your,
Hmm.
lex means law. So the idea behind what we are doing is absolutely for, if in a manner, to be able to contribute. So we are all faculty of law students. At least most of the people who have contributed so far in conducting these, and otherwise also so very amazing people, like all the team that is there. But sir, again, so we've paid very less amount of money, I think, and it's been absolutely aided by the government and by people. So we try in our ways to somehow be able to give back and learn in the meanwhile. We get the opportunity to learn from you, and at the same time, hopefully, some people get that opportunity also. Because obviously, sir, in law colleges, how often do you get the opportunity to go to a law college and teach over there, probably?
Yeah, that's true. That's right. You're right. Very difficult.
So that means our only attempt is that the
That's what
best
I
of the
said.
minds, people can get to know how they think.
This is a very good initiative that you have started. Yes,
So
and
kind.
the youngsters, like everybody is not going to, a lawyer, seasoned enough to make him understand how should you go about in your earlier days of your career. So it's a very good initiative because this way, like they can hear, not me, but there are so many other brilliant and good lawyers, more decorated than me, who can actually guide them
No,
in
humble.
manner. So definitely, it's a very good initiative.
No, no, sir, you're just too kind and too humble. So you being here is the only reason why it is possible. If you were not here, so we would obviously none of us would be here, and there would be no scope of future learning also for anyone. So it's a most sincere gratitude to you, sir, and to every senior who takes the time out. So there is this one question from Mr. RT. So RT sir, आपका पूरा नाम नहीं लिखा हुआ है. I request you to kindly unmute and ask. RT ji, Rahul ji, please ask, please ask.
I think it's still on mute.
I think आप अच्छा okay, I'll ask on your behalf. So his question is it prudent to join back the litigation after serving in the civil services? If yes, in how many years after serving in the services?
See, a lot of people have been coming in litigation, in other, litigation, non-litigation side from the services. And I don't think there is any bar that you have to put so many years and then only you can come here. Once you are a lawyer, you can always start your practice whenever you want. So it depends upon them. A lot of people come after retirement from service. So, and it depends. He's asking about the armed services, armed forces, or
He's
civil
written
service?
civil services.
Civil services. So civil service, there is no bar. People are coming anytime, whenever they want to.
आंटी जी मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ बहुत तनख्वाह आती है अच्छा लगता है जब रेगुलर पैसे आते हैं महीने के
हाँ
So
बिल्कुल
my
सही.
thought is, sir, I see. So what are the challenges? I am still in that phase where we see challenges. But sir, what are the
देखो
challenges you saw
देखो
while you
ऐसा
were?
है,
Sorry,
ऐसा है केशव, ये राहुल जी को बताना चाहिए आपको कि देखिए अब ऐसा है कि वहां पर आपको एक फिक्स्ड इनकम आ रही है, आपकी एक तनख्वाह आ रही है जो आपको मिल रही है आपके पॉकेट में हर महीने पर. ठीक है. यहाँ पर आपको ये नहीं पता कि कब आएगी कब नहीं आएगी, कभी ज्यादा आती है कभी कम आती है कभी बिल्कुल नहीं आती. और स्पेशली इनिशियल ईयर्स में जब अपनी प्रैक्टिस करें, unless until you are with somebody and you are getting a fixed amount of stipend or a fixed amount of salary here, as a junior. But otherwise आपको कुछ नहीं पता, किसी दिन आपके पास बहुत आ रहा है काम, किसी दिन कुछ काम नहीं आ रहा. और अब कंपटीशन जो है वो दिन पर दिन बढ़ता जा रहा है. Every day is increasing, because the lawyers which are coming now, the young breed of lawyers which are coming now, you see they are really good. They're very good. You have these law schools and all from where, after doing this 5 years of law, the, 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 the new breed which is coming is really good. They're very, and some of the very intelligent students are going towards law. Unlike, like पहले जैसे मैंने बताया कि होता था कि जो और कुछ नहीं कर पा रहा, as you was also saying, कुछ नहीं कर पा रहा तो चलो लॉ कर लेते हैं. अब वो जो है वो चीज खत्म हो गई है. Things have changed. So उसकी वजह से कंपटीशन भी बहुत बढ़ता जा रहा है. So in case he is asking me this,
लेकिन इनमें से किसी को नहीं पता सर पहले 10 साल
हाँ,
तो बिल्कुल ऐसे
तो
गरीबी में कटेंगे ना सबके.
बिल्कुल. तो वो ऐसा है कि उसमें अगर आपको तनख्वाह मिल रही है तो वो भी अच्छा है, कोई बुरी बात नहीं है. अल्लाह आपका इतना इंटरेस्ट है कि और यहाँ पर वहां पर आपको इतनी बोरियत हो गई है कि भाई आप नहीं करना चाहते, आप कुछ अपना करना चाहते हैं, आपके में इतनी हिम्मत है, गट्स हैं, तो प्लीज बाय ऑल मींस यू शुड जॉइन द प्रोफेशन.
एब्सोल्युटली यार, बहुत ही
Because
अच्छी बात आपने सर ने बोली.
I feel you, if you have the guts, you have the willingness, you have the courage, then and you are ready to work hard, then definitely opportunities do come. It's not that you will not get an opportunity. You'll definitely get opportunities.
राहुल जी, आप, आई होप दिस आंसर्स योर क्वेश्चन. कमाल की बात है सर. मैं तो सबको यही बोलता हूँ कि अब ऑनलाइन हो रहा है जब पूरी कोर्ट्स, तो ये तो लोगों को प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए यहाँ पर आके तो आइडियली, बट इट्स ओके. तो अच्छा सर, देयर इज दिस क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मिस्टर अभिषेक. अभिषेक जी, आप पूछना चाहेंगे? एडवोकेट अभिषेक. Okay, sir, I'll ask on his behalf. So he says on my behalf. Okay. So he says, my question: according to NCRB, 74% of rape cases are false in India. तो ये क्वेश्चन नहीं है, तो स्टेटमेंट है आपने जो लिखा है माय क्वेश्चन करके. तो सर, आई थिंक प्रोबेबली he wants you to indulge in this thought as per your thought. Abhishek, in the meanwhile, if you want to clarify on the question, please go ahead. So I think he basically wants to ask about what is the status of false and fake cases. Probably he says NCRB data says that 74% of rape cases in India are false.
See, I'm not an expert in the criminal side, so it's for me to answer this question is a bit difficult. But I can't say that, like whether what is the percentage of fake cases, but I really can't say that.
So I'll try to rephrase the question in my interpretation of whatever he has asked. That's such NCRB and such other whatever authorities are there. They do whatever analysis they do. So first of all, how fresh is their data, and how accurate is it?
The French, again,
In general, sir, in general,
but
whether if one
it
should
also,
close their eyes and rely on it.
it's better to you ask this question to any lawyer who's practicing on the criminal side. I will not be able to comment on this because I hardly have any case, on the criminal side, very few. So I'll not be able to answer this. What is the fake data? And
It's not even a properly framed question. He's just written a fact and he says.
sorry, but I'm the
and
wrong.
then he says, you ask on my behalf.
It's the wrong person to ask this question. I'm the wrong person.
See, but sir, he'll have to appreciate that his lawyer, he at least framed something,
Of course,
tries to frame
why
something
not?
to
Yes,
indulge
yes.
the court.
Yes, but I'm the wrong person to answer this.
No, sir, of course. So whatever your views are still most valuable. So you've seen the profession
But I
for
don't,
like the
I don't want
extended
to,
point.
I don't want to make any statement on this. No?
So,
Because
sir, actually, we have another this on this that so Mr. Rauli says BPRD prepares the NCRB data our latest. Great. Reason being CCTNS upload FIR immediately. सर ये genuinely सिविल सर्विसेज में ही है. राहुल सर, आप तो आ जाओ यार 2 मिनट, क्या वो कहानी बता दो, सिविल क्यों नहीं करने चाहिए लोगों को. We should also get to know. So anyway, sir, so one very interesting question which came, sir, for you was that so what are the challenges that you faced while coming into law? At least the initial few today, sir, and sir, maybe if you can say, share some challenges of today also, that where one finds challenges once they've accomplished.
see, when I started practicing, as you were saying that being a generation lawyer, there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages. So everything goes hand in hand. So you can't say being a generation lawyer, there are only advantages and there's no disadvantage. So the advantage was that being a generation lawyer, I was able to get a placement at that point of time, which nowadays has become, you're saying you have to also see what is today and what was there at that time. So today, even the placement for a generation lawyer becomes very difficult. See, every law firm is having their own method and policies by which they, take laws on their on record or in the firm. So at that point of time, that was a big help which I got, was being a generation lawyer. I was able to get into Ketan and Company, which was one of the major firms, or in fact one of the few firms which were there in Delhi at that time. So apart from that, the other thing was that being a generation lawyer, I faced there was something which was like, कि भाई आप तो second generation, third generation lawyer हो, आपको तो अच्छा करना चाहिए. So that pressure was always there that you have to do well. So it's not like कि अच्छा जो मैटर मिला है कोई बात नहीं है, कुछ कोई कह रहा है तो आप कोर्ट में जाकर कुछ भी बोल दो, कुछ थोड़ी सी डांट भी पड़ जाएगी तो वही बार निकल आएंगे. हाँ, बिना प्रिपेयर होकर भी चले जाएंगे तो कोई बात नहीं है, या पेरेंट्स तो मिल रही है, देखेंगे जाकर क्या होता है. So that was something which was not with us, because when I joined the profession, most of the judges who were sitting in the high court, I knew them from my younger days. They were friends of my father, and also it became very difficult at that time, because if you are going, so they always used to take out the best from you. And if that was so, then it was something that you have to be well prepared in the matter. So you have to read your brief, you should be knowing your facts, you should be knowing your law. So you can't go wrong on those things. So that was another thing which was there. So that used to be also like a challenge कि यार अब मेरे को जाकर अच्छा करना है कोर्ट में, मेरे को अपनी बेइज्जती नहीं करवानी है. So because the judges would be knowing, the lawyers who are sitting in the court would also be watching you. So the pressure was something which normally the person will not face otherwise. So those things also are in a way अब थोड़ा कम हो रहा है, इतना लोग देखते नहीं है because कोर्ट में lawyers बहुत हो गए हैं. See, judges की strength भी बढ़ गई है, जजेस भी बहुत हो गए, एट द सेम टाइम लॉयर्स भी इतने हो गए हैं, और अब बहुत लॉयर्स के बच्चे भी आ रहे हैं. सो यू सी द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द बार व्हिच इज रियली गॉन अप, इज लाइक ऑलमोस्ट लाइक रीचिंग it's like almost like
So we had a class
or something.
So exactly, so we had a class with Mohit sir a while back, and he mentioned this, I think, if I'm not incorrect in quoting him, he said something like over the past 2 years, some 10,000 lawyers have joined Delhi High Court Bar Association.
I was astonished, because I was one of the election commissioners in the last bar elections. So the figures which are now being told is really gone up within these 2 years. So that's what I'm saying. So वो pressure अब लोगों को थोड़ा कम हो गया कि आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि recognize कोई कर रहा होगा, unless until somebody is known to you. But उस समय ये था क्योंकि बार छोटी थी, सब कुछ छोटा था, तो बड़ा एक वो प्रेशर होता था कि भाई आप कोर्ट में जा रहे हैं तो आपको बहुत अच्छी तरह प्रिपेयर करके जाना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज द थिंग इज सभी आपको देख रहे हैं. Most of the people would be knowing
एक incident, sir, so only because you're indulging, I am just intervening. Otherwise, I would never, most humbly, never stop you from speaking, saying such wonderful things. सर एक इंसिडेंट जब आप कोर्ट में प्रिपेयर होके नहीं गए थे, कभी ना कभी हुआ होगा सर, एक ना एक बार जीवन में, और किसी ने भारी ब्रीफ दे दी.
अगर एक बार ही हुआ होता तो पता होता कि बड़ी बारी हुआ. I don't recollect like one incident that used to happen, because बहुत बड़ी डांट भी खानी पड़ती थी, ऐसी क्या बात है. अभी भी कई बार खा लेते हैं.
नहीं सर, मेरे को इतना अच्छा लगा सुन के, ये सर सबके लिए सबसे ज्यादा वैल्यूएबल है, बिकॉज ये सर एक बार जब तक डांट नहीं पड़ती ना कोर्ट में सर, तब तक कोई होश में नहीं आता. एटलीस्ट कोई वकील मैंने नहीं देखा, मेरे तो सर सारे होश जजों ने डांट डांट के मेरे को ठीक किया है.
पर एक चीज है, अगर आप डांट खाएं और वो डांट से आप कुछ सीखे तो उसमें क्या बुराई है. देखो ऐसा है कि जिंदगी में पहले पेरेंट्स ने डांटा, उसके बाद टीचर्स ने डांटा, अब जजेस डांटे यंगर एज में, तो
अच्छा लगता है.
इट्स ए क्वाइट, बिकॉज दे, अगर वो आपको डांट रहे हैं मतलब क्या है कि आपको सुधारना चाह रहे हैं ना.
Absolutely, and I see sir, they usually, they are, उनकी डांट का मतलब ही होता है that there is something better you should be
अरे
doing.
भाई हाँ, you should have done this, you have not done it, I'm sure that you are capable of doing it. So next time you come to the court, be prepared like this.
Yeah, and so it's fantastic, sir. Actually, but I'm not suggesting or soliciting that from if any judge ever comes across. मैं तो बोलता हूँ भाई please पढ़ के आ जाएंगे, आपको जो चाहिए आप बताओ.
और ऐसा नहीं है, जब आप प्रिपेयर होकर जाते हैं और अच्छा करते हैं तो वो अप्रिशिएट भी तो करते हैं ना.
No doubt, sir. No doubt.
So फिर that is it's
But sir,
both ways.
I'm sharing just one incident with you. So I was at आप ही की एक बार है जिसके आप भी member हो, not Delhi High Court though. तो आई वॉज देयर एंड वन वेरी सीनियर जज वहाँ के चेयरपर्सन बैठे हुए थे, तो ऐसे ही कुछ हमारा मैटर था एंड बेसिकली ये था कि सर वो खत्म हो चुका था, पूरा सब कुछ ही खत्म हो गया था, एक कंपनी केस था, कंपनी लॉ का मैटर था एंड न्यू डायरेक्टर्स हैड बीन अपॉइंटेड इन दैट मैटर, एवरीथिंग एंटायर प्रोसेस वाज ओवर। तो उसके बाद जाके मैंने एक एप्लीकेशन लगाई, मैंने कहा ये पूरी प्रोसेस गलत थी मैंने कहा प्लीज काइंडली जस्ट टेक इट बैक। इट वाज माय फर्स्ट एवर सिविल केस सर, राइट। ये चीजें मैं वहां पहुंच गया था कि मैंने कहा ये ऐसे हो चुका है, 150 करोड़ रुपए का उसका जो भी उसका क्लेम वगैरह बन रहा था। एंड इवेंचुअली आई वेंट देयर, आई वाज लाइक दिस इज द एंटायर बुक इज रॉन्ग। सो जो जज साहब थे, वेरी सीनियर जज, ही सॉ मी, राइट। पहले दिन सर उन्होंने कम से कम 15 मिनट डांटा, सिर्फ कोई वजह भी नहीं सुनी, सिर्फ मुझे डांटा, उन्होंने डांटा 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 तसल्ली से डांटा। बट अगेन से ऐसे आपकी तरफ से सीनियर्स थे जिन्होंने थोड़ा बहुत मुझे वहीं पर ही ऑन द स्पॉट असिस्ट किया, उन्होंने बोला ऐसे से बोल, यूल गेट सम टाइम। I got 2 days time to file an additional affidavit. I filed that affidavit. I went back again before the same judge. और सर उन्होंने सुना देखा और वो पता नहीं सर उस दिन तो उन्होंने वो देखते ही वो सो हैप्पी, आई थिंक he got what he wanted from that affidavit. So he saw it and he was like कि बेटे मैं अगर भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जज होता मैं हर हालत में अलाउ कर देता। मैंने कहा सर आप हमारे सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी हो, नहीं आप हमारे हाई कोर्ट भी हो, सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी हो और इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस भी आप ही हो। सर हंसने लगे, वो हंसे, पूरी कोर्ट हंसी, सारे लोग, ठीक है। और उसके बाद जाके फिर मुझे बोलते हैं नहीं, फिर मैंने सर फिर मैंने मौका देखा, मैंने कहा जब उन्होंने कुछ अच्छा बोल दिया, मैंने कहा सर तो ये ऑर्डर में भी लिख दो सर। नहीं बोलते बैड गुड लॉयर। मैंने कहा सर प्लीज ये ऑर्डर में भी लिखवा दो, मेरे किसी काम का ऑर्डर तो हो जाएगा। तो फिर अपने स्टेनो को बोलते हैं अच्छा अच्छा ओवर देयर या जस्ट पुट आर्ग्यूमेंट्स वर अप्रिशिएटेड। और सर वो ऑर्डर शीट, मैं सर आई वाज वेटिंग फॉर दैट ऑर्डर जस्ट फॉर दैट वन लाइन, वो लाइन ऑर्डर में नहीं थी।
नहीं आई।
ये नहीं आई सर, वो नहीं आई वो लाइन ऑर्डर में। But sir, it's just, how do I say, sir? It's just so kind and so wonderful, sir, to speak with you. And I just know one thing, sir, that we hopefully we'll get the opportunity to have more such sessions to learn from you.
Actually,
Definitely.
sir, I want to ask one more question regarding this. We
हाँ
have
ऋषभ,
seen in past years that there are lots of judges who uh, completely treat young lawyers like they know nothing. And there was an incident in Dwarka court where the judge was terminated by the court. So, how should we deal with these situations?
You have already answered what you're asking me for. कि अगर वो जज ने अच्छी तरह ट्रीट नहीं किया तो उसको ऑलरेडी उन्होंने वो कर दिया, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, so that, see, if the judges, they see every person, the knowledge which he has, the way he will argue, it is different from person to person. Court has to see that, and court has to try and find out in his own way the correct things from the lawyer. Maybe he is not that knowledgeable and everything. The court can always tell them, okay, please prepare on this side and you can come back to us. But to demean a lawyer is not proper for any court. So अपने अपने आप ही आंसर करा कि वो एक कोर्ट ने ऐसे किया तो उसको उन्होंने टर्मिनेट कर दिया या whatever. So I think the courts are mindful of these things. There are very few who would be acting in such a way, because according to me they should not be. But I really know what are the circumstances, what was the nature of the thing at that time, why he had why the court becomes sometimes so. Sometimes the lawyers also behave in such a way. I will not take the sides of the lawyers only, because sometimes we have seen the lawyers also behave in such a way in the court that that is not proper at all. After all, कोर्ट के साथ आपको थोड़ी सी तो तमीज रखनी चाहिए, थोड़ी सी आपको एटिकेट्स होने चाहिए कि आपको कोर्ट में क्या बोलना है, कैसे पेश आना है। तो वो भी तो एक चीज है ना, तो वो भी आपको देखना होता है। तो आई रियली कांट से कि कौन सा मैटर में कौन क्या चीज हुई है, अनलेस यू सी द प्रॉपर थिंग।
तो ऋषभ, ये क्या तुम्हें ही डांटा था अभी?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
नहीं मैं बोलो ऋषभ, क्या तुम्हें ही डांट पड़ी थी क्या अभी कोर्ट में?
नहीं, पर I have seen many cases
उस पे सजेशन चाहिए हो।
and I
But
don't
it's
want
most
to
important,
mention.
ऋषभ, it is most important यार, बिना डांट खाए तो कोर्ट में कुछ सीखने को मिलता ही नहीं है। मेरे को तो मतलब सबसे अच्छी चीजें डांट खा के मिली वहां पे। But best wishes. I hope आपका question हो गया. Sandeep sir, how do I say it? Just so kind of you, and it is with folded hands once again, sir, that I seek to most
Oh, no,
humbly
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. It was very, very nice of you.
No, sir, it's been absolutely, how do I say, just a delight speaking to you and learning from you about speaking to you about random things today. But so hopefully look forward to possibly have you in person also with us and
No,
shedding
anytime.
light on various topics. So arbitration, I want more of. I want to learn more from you about arbitration, about what exactly does the civil side or the original side of the high court it means, what are the kind of cases, or what are the kind of preparations that a lawyer needs to do, and so lots of other things, of course. But I do not want to unnecessarily take up time, but so I hope that you will be considerate enough to
Yeah,
invite
we'll
us.
do that. Some other day, we'll definitely do it.
And so just one final thing I wanted to ask, that any law student who has stuck with us so far in this, who gets to see this and they want to work with you, so then how do they possibly, for jobs also, so how do people approach you? And for internships also, how do people approach
Keshav, you can take their numbers and call me up and let me know, or you can call me in my office and you know uh, send their CVs or not. We can definitely do something about it.
you? Certainly, sir. Certainly. So I just thought that, so that if possibly someone sees it, and so again, I can never have enough good interns. Never have enough. So I am certain that how many you guys would require, I don't want to even indulge that thought. But sir, again, sir, sincere gratitude for indulging
Thank
us.
you so much, Keshav. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank
So
you.
kind of
Thank you,
you. Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone for being
And
part of this.
have a very nice weekend, everybody.
So that's so sweet of you, sir. And sir, I thank everyone who's been here. So again, sir, it's a free initiative. So people they register in large numbers, but when they have to turn up, at that point of time, they go like that it's free. So it's probably, I don't know. It's well, they don't want to show up. I'm thinking that we should possibly have some sort of a retainership fee for it. Yeah, आप दो इसके और फंस जाओ उसके बाद. महेश सर, फाइनली आपकी आवाज आई हल्की सी. आई एम ग्रेटफुल टू यू.
Thank you so,
Grateful to everyone.
thank you so much. It was very nice, excellent. And
Thank you so much. And sir, please, whatever feedback is there, I'll share on the group. I request everyone to kindly share the feedback also. We'll share with Sandeep sir also. What you thought about the class, please share it in the comments or wherever you possibly can. Let us know what we can do better to make it better, convenient, and easier for you. And thank you so much, everyone. एक बार group पे we'll come back to chat. I want so we finally so we've been trying to experiment. So it's all like still like a college setup. What we've been able to accomplish so far.
to Mr. Agarwal from my side.
Please,
Thank you so much.
please.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you. We'll continue on the group chat, guys. Bye, sir.
Bye.